The old dirt road was barely visible beneath years of decay, swallowed by the hungry maw of the forest. The air hung heavy, thick with the smell of damp earth and decaying leaves. The only sound was the crunch of tires on gravel, a lonely intrusion into the oppressive silence. They had arrived at the edge of the unknown, the boundary between the world they knew and the nightmare that awaited, the forgotten woods. The four of them stood at the precipice, their faces grim in the fading light. They were experienced explorers, veterans of countless expeditions into the world's darkest corners. But something about this place, this forgotten swath of ancient woodland, sent shivers down their spines. They couldn't have known the horrors that awaited them, the ancient evil that stirred within the heart of the woods. They pressed on, their resolve hardening in the face of the unknown. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long, grotesque shadows from the trees. The temperature plummeted, a chilling breeze whispering through the dense canopy overhead. The air grew thick with an unnatural fog, a swirling, opaque mist that clung to them like a shroud. The world beyond the fog was gone, swallowed by the encroaching darkness. They were trapped in a world of grays and blacks, the trees looming like spectral figures in the gloom. Their headlamps cut pathetically thin beams through the dense fog, their world reduced to a small pool of light. The silence was unnerving, broken only by the crunch of their boots on the soft, yielding earth. The further they ventured, the more oppressive the atmosphere became, a palpable sense of dread pressing down on them. They had entered a place where the natural order was warped, a place where the shadows themselves seemed to writhe and coil. The trees pressed in around them, their branches gnarled and twisted like skeletal fingers reaching out to grasp them. The bark was an unhealthy pale gray, covered in strange symbols carved deep into the wood. The symbols seemed ancient, their meaning lost to time, yet they radiated a palpable sense of malice. They were warnings, etched into the very fabric of the forest, a testament to the evil that lurked within. Their guide, an old man named Silas, who claimed to know the woods better than any man alive, stared at the symbols with a haunted look in his eyes. "Elder signs," he muttered, his voice barely a whisper. "They ward off evil, or so they say." But even he sounded unconvinced, his words doing little to ease the growing fear that gnawed at their resolve. They were treading on hallowed ground, a place where the veil between worlds was thin. The feeling of being watched intensified, a prickling sensation at the back of their necks. They would catch fleeting glimpses of movement in the fog, shadows flitting between the trees, always just beyond the reach of their lights. Every creak of a branch, every rustle of leaves, sent their hearts pounding in their chests. They were being stalked, hunted by something unseen, something that moved with an unnatural silence. They tried to rationalize their fear, to attribute the strange occurrences to their nerves, to the tricks that the fog played on their minds. But deep down, a primal instinct screamed at them. This place was wrong, inherently dangerous. They were not alone. The eyes watching them were cold and calculating, filled with an ancient hunger. They were prey, and the hunt had begun.